full of impala. I have Brent and Sam to thank for this particular sighting. They spotted her not far at all from the road. She's actually visible from the road. And you can smell, as you drive along, you can smell the dead impala that she's got settled underneath the tree. So we've inched our way in. We're sitting very quietly. Brent did see the cubs about. So what we're doing is we're sitting very, very quietly and just waiting for them to see if they will come out to say hello to us or if they're going to stay hidden and sleeping. I suspect they're probably sleeping in the shade somewhere. Obviously, I'm not going to go looking for them, so we'll stick for now with our time with Karaula. We do only have a limited time with her because we know that she has cubs. We're going to stick around with her for probably the next 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to move off and leave her to her own devices. But it's so wonderful. This is the first time that we know of that she's brought her cubs to a kill site. Very well done, you clever girl. And she knows exactly what she's doing. Now, apparently, you've all started there's been a Twitter poll started for what's the most exciting sighting, whether it is our new traverse on Cheetah Plains or whether it is the prospect of Karaula's cubs. And it seems as though the cubs are winning out this afternoon. Of course, we have to just wait patiently and hope that they decide to come out and play. If they don't, well, there'll be plenty more opportunities for us to see them again. But it is amazing how the exciting sightings have all seemed to have coincided on exactly the same drive, or at least the same day for us. I was out on tracking team this morning when I heard Brent call in that or at least I heard that the cubs had been found, and I saw all of your screenshots. Those dangling feet. Isn't it amazing how comfortable a leopard can look in the most uncomfortable looking tree? And to be honest, if you didn't already know that she was there, she would be so easy to miss. Now, her cubs are 2 months and 1 week old at the moment. So they are ready to start weaning, and in fact, leopard cubs are recorded as having been weaned as early as 6 weeks old, only a month and a half. Most likely, however, it's around 2 to 3 months, even 3 to 4 months before they are completely weaned off their mother's milk. I love 3 dogs. You were just saying you're very glad that, as wonderful as it is to see her, you're glad that it's going to be a limited time spent with her. And yes, absolutely. And that is the way that sightings of these cubs will be handled in the future. There will be time limits, and obviously there will only be 1 vehicle allowed at any one point in time. So we will just wait patiently, hello gorgeous, for opportunities to see her. Now already we have unusual animals on Cheetah Plains. Let's jump back on with James and have a look at a black-backed jackal.
Running away there is a jackal, everybody. And that is look at its white tip. It's a side-striped jackal. Wonderful to see it in the middle of the day, and it's no coincidence that we're here in a clearing and the jackal is there. Much less confiding than its cousin, the black-backed jackal, and much more common in these southern reaches of the Greater Kruger National Park. But isn't that lovely? Looks like a little wolf. There, he's hiding behind the tree. Oh, he's great. That's brilliant. He was standing still, of course, until Gendre had a consumptive attack and started coughing viciously. And the jackal, not wanting to become diseased, ran away. But we're going to drive very slowly forward. He's obviously not very used to vehicles, that jackal, and that is not unusual. As Jean-Andre was saying earlier, he said he bets if we saw a leopard from the Kruger, it would be a lot more wild, and that's completely true, and quite possibly the origins of Gijima, that leopard that Brent found the other day and spent so much time habituating, I reckon he came from the Kruger. And this particular region of the Kruger has got no roads in it, so it's not unusual to find animals that have never seen people before. Isn't that exciting? There we go, side-striped jackal. Right, I'm hoping the sound of my lapel mic now, Jerry, will be slightly better. Okay, so we turned south. Basically, we almost went on to Nkuru by mistake, but we avoided it. I checked the map in time, and we're now heading sort of back south, winding our way back towards those enormous clearings along a road called Kestrel Road. In fact, let's go along this road here. Don't know which road it is, don't care. There's a wildebeest in that clearing there. Another clearing, can you believe it? It's like being in Serengeti out here. Utterly marvellous. There, let's go into this clearing and have a look there. And as we are driving along, I am noticing more and more that the characteristics of a sodic area as opposed to a gabbro plain. Oof, and now we have got a new radio channel going. That is the Eastern radio channel. I'm very nervous of making myself known there. We'll just leave that to rest for a little while, I think. There's no reason for me to introduce myself live, create consternation. Anyway, right, we have a small thicket, Jean-Andre. Can you believe it? A whole thicket full of trees through here. Nothing particularly unusual this far. And love three dogs. Just before we go back to the leopard, you want to know that jackal is the same size as a wild dog. It's slightly shorter and slightly lighter. So a jackal probably weighs in at around, if I'm not mistaken, sort of 12 to 15 kilograms, and a wild dog up to 20 kilograms. So that is 20 kilograms is about 44 pounds. Right, let's go back across to Karaula. We shall explore here and let you know if we find anything.
I mentioned that leopards always look so incredibly comfortable when they lie down. Karaula's not managed it terribly well. She hasn't quite found the position that she wants to be in. Just moving backwards and forwards constantly on a very leafy tree. Or maybe that's the spot. Not quite sure. Oh, goodness gracious. Just a nose sticking out. Now, her cubs are most likely not very far away from her at all. They're probably hiding in the long grass or even in one of the neighboring trees. And yes, Laura, the cubs are now big enough for them to climb trees. They have been seen in one sighting, well, not sighting, but when somebody came across them right at the tip-top of a marula tree, which is one of the reasons why I keep sort of casting about and checking the neighboring trees. It's amazing. She knows exactly where they are and is quite comfortable with wherever they are. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to be able to find much in the way of comfort. Hey, big girl. Thank you for bringing your cubs back to us. We really appreciate it. Now, fast asleep in the shade of the tree, hidden completely in the leaves. So yes, Laura, they can climb trees. They've probably been climbing trees from about 3 or 4 weeks old. And one of the reasons why we have avoided looking for them has been in order to give them an opportunity to be able to climb and to perfect that particular skill. Now, just as I was coming in here to have a look for Karaula, the kudu started barking away like crazy. They'd obviously spotted her. And I think that might have been one of the reasons that the cubs were sent scurrying into the undergrowth. It's either that or they're fast asleep somewhere. Now, her kill is on the ground, and hopefully it's a big male adult impala, and an impressive kill for a leopard like Karaula. And we've just seen Shadow do that as well. There we go, you can see it tucked away behind the trees there. Now, I don't want to get too close or to reposition too much. And Lenny, you are right in a sense that it is dangerous for Karaula to have her cubs by a kill. But unfortunately, this is when life is probably at its most dangerous for these little cubs. She has to bring them to a kill, even if the hyenas can smell the kill, and given how good their sense of smell is, she has to do it. They have to feed off the kill. She cannot lactate. Unlike hyenas, lions and leopards do not lactate for an extended period of time. They have to get their offspring eating meat as quickly as possible. So already, as I said, her baby's on their way to becoming weaned. So the only way that she can look after them is to bring them across to a kill, let them feed off it. And what you'll probably find, Karaula being Karaula and having the experience that she does have, you'll probably find that she's going to move them before it gets dark tonight and before the hyenas start to become active. That would be my guess as to what she's planning on doing. We're going to spend another 2 minutes with her, and if there's no cubs coming out to play, then there's no cubs coming out to play. And we will wait until next time she decides to bring them to us. She's found the most uncomfortable looking spot in the entire world in which to sleep. It's a really good idea that's come through from Alan. Alan wants to know if I've had a chance to measure the cub tracks so that we can almost create a growth chart. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. I think that's exactly, Alan, what we should go and do next. We can measure them to the millimeter and track their growth. Now, the difficulty will be determining one from the other, because if it is a male, if we have one male cub or two male cubs versus one male and one female, their paws are going to grow at incredibly different speeds. Oh, Karaula, that's just not very comfortable, is it? It just looks so unpleasant up there. And it seems as though today, no sign of the cubs coming out to play. That's okay. There'll be plenty of other opportunities in the future. I'm happy for now to just see her and to know that her cubs are hidden and safe and well fed. And Wendy, most likely, as I said, it's most likely that they are sleeping. Might also have been a little bit frightened by the barks of the kudu, but you were wondering if she'll call them out to feed or if they will come of their own accord. And the answer is they will come, most likely at this age, they will come and investigate of their own accord. And instinct kicks in and they will start to feed. Oh, Karaula, just not comfortable. I thought when she first went up there that maybe the cubs were hiding there. This is the leafiest branch I have ever seen a leopard lie on. It's almost made it looks as though it's almost made a sort of a platform for her, rather than just a log, rather than just a branch to lie on. And she does appear to have one very itchy head. Okay, girl. And everybody else, I think it's time for us to leave Karaula. Let her carry on her day unimpeded. Hopefully she moves her cubs away. I'm sure she will. with all of her experience, I'm sure that she's going to move the cubs away from the carcass tonight when the hyenas are out and about. Hopefully, she actually hoists it into the marula tree that she's currently climbed it up in. That would give it and keep it safe from any attentions of the hyena. 1 second. I just want to see if she's going to reposition or if she's actually going to go down to fetch cubs. Because she might also go and fetch them depending on how she's feeling. And Marianne, who is watching in Texas as we watch Karaula slink up and down this branch, you were wondering if the cubs are capable of tree climbing, why then did Karaula not put the kill up in a tree so that they can feed in safety? And the answer is because it's too heavy at the moment. As I said, it's a full-grown adult impala. From what briefly I saw of it, it doesn't look as though she's eaten most of it. She probably hasn't pulled the stomach contents out. So I think at the moment, Marianne, it is just because it is too heavy. Hello, gorgeous. Where are your babies hiding? Oh. Flop. Okay. Okay. Well, I think that might be that for now. She looks as though she's just found herself a more comfortable spot. And Monique, just on the subject of the antelope that she couldn't drag up into the tree because it's a little bit heavy. Monique, you were wondering if perhaps Shadow, since Brent had her yesterday feeding on an adult impala kill, and Karaula might not have aimed for specifically for larger kills because they have cubs to feed. Whoa. Look at that. Look how happy she looks. Totally content. Monique, I don't think so. I think it's more to do with what we've been discussing about the time of rutting and the fact that the male impala at the moment are so distracted that they make for easy targets. So I think that is the most likely reason. Their hormones are flying, they're all fighting each other, they're constantly distracted, and it's been windy and dark most nights, and you'll probably find that both of those things have worked in the favor of the Queen of Djuma and her daughter Shadow. Hello, girl. I'm going to let her move around, see what she decides to do, and then we're going to... She is now digging. I'm a little bit uncertain as to why. I think she's just going to urinate. All right, we're going to leave her. I'm going to let her move around to her kill in peace, and while I do that, let's head back over to James.
We're on Hornbill's Nest Road, everybody, and Karen, we're on our way to 3 in a row pan. You can see how the vegetation has changed completely back to what we're more used to, the broad-leafed red bush willow woodland or Cumbritum woodland, and that is much more common, of course, all over Djuma and Arathusa. The other thing that I want you to see if you can find is perhaps some new trees that we don't know. I've already seen one. I didn't pick a piece because we were driving very quickly to get to the clearings before the start. But I think you'll find even just a simple little shift down slightly south towards the Sand River, just a bit further down the large slope, will give us a different suite of species. We'll get the odd change in the grass and in the trees. Beautifully kept roads here at Sheeta Plains. Magnificent. No bumps at all. Hey, Gendre, your back's feeling much better already, isn't it? Yeah, Gendre is not shy of telling me when I drive like an idiot. Can't really blame him for that. Oh, Jeffrey in Texas, you want to know how many documented cheetah are actually on Cheetah Plains? Oh, roughly 3 dozen, Jeffrey. There are at least 36 of them running around here, great herds of cheetah. Jeffrey, no, I'm obviously being facetious and sarcastic, and I shouldn't be. Jeffrey, because cheetah are not territorial, it's difficult to say. So we know that in Kanyeni the leopard hangs out here. We know that in the western side Tandi hangs out. We know that in the northern reaches that Mvula comes down here. Quarantine and Gunuma, they spend time here too because they tend to be a lot more sedentary. A cheetah's distribution is almost exclusively distributed by two things. One, prey availability and habitat, and well, then they kind of go together. So like those clearings are excellent cheetah country. I mean, that is really perfect cheetah country. And then also the presence of other large predators. Lions, they don't like lions. The Birmingham boys have been spending a lot of time here. And so, you know, I don't know how many cheetah there are around this area at the moment. And likewise, they also won't be around hyena. So that's basically it, Jeffrey. The two male cheetah that have been seen around this area quite often, and Brent saw them, I think, almost not quite a year ago, probably about 6 months ago, on the Buffelshoek cut line. They stick to the Torchwood side, and then I think they come down here. So the most likely cheetah that we'd see here would be that little coalition of two, and I think that they will probably check from clearing to clearing, depending on where the lions are and where the hyenas are. And Debbie, you were asking about the lions and what kind of lions we can expect to see here. Well, Styx pride is the most likely sort of pride that we'd see around here, and then of course they've got some little cubs which will start moving with the pride in the next 6 weeks or so, so that's always a possibility. And then the Birmingham boys have been spending extended periods on this particular area. Let's quickly go across to Jamie. She's got something very exciting.
I was in the process of pulling out. She's just started calling them. There's a contact call back. We're going to sit in absolute silence. Such a sweet, subtle contact. Can hear her comforting them. Oh, this is incredible. Text for Jamie. Look at. Hi. You're so cute. Text Brent. I can't pull out at the moment. The Bantuans have just come out right next to the vehicle. I can't pull out. I will as soon as I can. I'm actually shaking. This is hands down one of the most extraordinary wildlife experiences I have ever had in my life. Number 2 is a little bit more shy, but there you go, they can climb the trees. They can climb trees. It's okay, little one. Little one. So much tinier than the other. We're gonna sit completely still. I can't turn the vehicle on. I don't want to scare them. Look at that agility. Isn't that incredible? Hi, guys. Well done, Karula. Running to the kill. Do you hear that contact call? Oh, little ones, welcome to the world. Your mommy's a very clever girl. They sound like little frogs. They sound exactly like tree frogs. Hi. Hello, gorgeous. It's okay. You keep movements nice and slow. Taxi, if you can, just stand by.